Key to winning games and a lot of the time matches is playing defensive shots. Sometimes you're just in a scenario where you can't pocket the ball, like this one. I could bank the 3 ball here or here, but the percentage of me making the ball is extremely low. So instead I'm going to play a defense. In this defense, I'm going to shoot the cue ball directly into the 3 ball, being the object ball, sending the 3 into the rail, coming back and hitting the cue ball and bouncing it out to here, leaving them a more difficult shot. That's one simple defensive shot. Now they're left with nothing, just as you were. Now, if you're in a situation where you're just double kissing back and forth, here's another simple defensive shot that you can play. What I'm going to do here is barely nip this ball, sending the cue ball 2 and possibly 3 rails, depending on how hard I hit it, leaving them safe. Let's try that one more time. Now they're left completely down table without a shot on the 3. Now, a shot that commonly comes up in a game but is rarely seen is a simple shot to shoot. Say your object ball is the 3 ball and you're playing 9 ball. You're at an angle to where you can't make the 3, but you can see all of it. An easy shot to shoot is to just shoot and stop the cue ball there. Send the 3, 1, 2, 3 rails out and down to here. What you want to do is stop the cue ball right there. Now they're in a situation to where they cannot kick to hit this ball and they can't shoot to make it. That's how you win games, with defense. When your opponent plays defense, you need to know how to get out of it. Say you're in this situation when the ball you're trying to hit is the 1 ball. It's difficult to kick at it either way, and you can't kick the side rail. The masse is not possible because there's a full ball in the way. So what you would do in most cases nowadays is you would jump. Jumping is a relatively new thing to pull, so a lot of old-time players don't like to use it, but it's definitely key. First, you aim at your ball like you would normally make it. Then you elevate your cue to roughly a 45-degree angle. And a good thing to imagine when you're shooting a jump shot is that you're shooting through the table. And you pocket your ball like that. Now, say your ball's a little bit closer. These are a little bit more difficult to make. Ultimately, you're trying to make your ball, but sometimes you just have to settle for a good hit. So here, I'm going to break my jump cue down even further than it already is. And then with it being closer, I'm going to have to elevate more. As you can see, different scenarios call for different jumps. Kicks are another way to get out of saves. To kick a ball properly, you need to be able to measure the angle that your cue ball is coming in at and that it's going to leave at. A lot of times you can use the dot symbol. The middle dot, if you hit the middle dot, it'll go from this pocket to this pocket. So I'm going to display that on this shot. Another important part of kicks is there's no sense in making the ball if you don't have position on the next. There are many different scenarios for kicks you'll come across. One of the most difficult that people don't know how to do is this scenario right here. In this scenario, you're froze to the point right here to where you cannot shoot into the 4 ball. It's difficult to shoot it that way because unfortunately there's a ball in the way. So what you do is you aim into the opposite edge of the pocket here with high outside English. In this case it's high left. Shoot into it, the cue ball is going to come straight back. Let's try that again. That's one scenario to do that kick. Another way to do it is put high right on the ball and send it 3 rails. Little stuff like this will help you in your game and your position also. Easily done. Now the final kick I'm going to show you is one that's a little bit fancier than most. Say your ball's here, there's a ball on the way right here, you can't kick this way or this way, and there's one last ball right here. You need to make the 4 ball. So what you do is you shoot into the rail. Now what's going to happen here is I'm going to elevate my cue, shooting with high English into the rail. It's going to bounce over this ball and come back and hopefully pocket the 4. And that's how you do different kicks. The third and final way to come back at your opponent's defense is with a masse shot. Now generally you would either kick or jump. If you don't have use of a jump stick and you're on a shot like this where it's difficult to kick, you'd use what's called a masse. Now the masse, you jack up at a 45-degree angle for longer shots like this, and you hit with side English. Now what the side English does, if you hit it on the left, it spins out this way and then it curves back in. If you hit it on the right, it does just the opposite. It spins this way and curves back in. So if you come over here and look, you can see that the 4 ball is clearly in the way of the path of the cue to the 9. Okay, now I'm going to masse around the 4 to pocket the 9. Curve directly around it. Let me just show you an up-close view of what a masse looks like. It comes out like that and then spins right back in. One different variation of the masse is when you put an extreme English on balls to make them go in proper directions. In this scenario, I'm going to be pocketing the 7 with an attempt to make the cue ball hit the 7, then the rail, come out, and then break those 2 balls out. To shoot this properly, I'm going to use a lot of high left-hand English. See how it came out and then back in? That's how you do that. Okay, and I want to give a special thanks to my friend Kelton for recording the video. My name's Kyle, and I'd like to thank all of our products that we used today. We used a Jackson butt with a 314 Predator shaft, a BK2 brake cue, and a Predator air brake cue. All of the Predator products are great, and it's always a pleasure using them.